Hey, how's it going, guys? Dan Kitajima back with How to Grow Your Insurance Agency. Today, I want to talk to you guys about how to handle changes. At my agency here, we're going through some changes. So I just had a meeting with my team. The particular change with our agency right now, with the company we represent, is that there's always going to be changes, but currently what we have going on is that our quoting system and our customer service system, basically the whole platform of where we write business and make endorsements and everything is changing. Okay, so it's a brand new system. And then there's also looks like there's going to be some underwriting guidelines that's strictening. So it's a little bit there's approval process. It's going to be a little not as smooth to some pre-bind requirements when it comes to writing new business. So as much business as we write, this is something that we have to pay attention to. And I had a meeting with my team to understand what some of the guidelines are that we know of. More news will come. And then what type of attitude to have and how we're gonna, handle this situation here. Changes are gonna come all the time, and how we handle it is really gonna determine if we succeed or not. Some of the changes could be, something we talked about. I mean, the loss ratios are, bad with a lot of auto insurance carriers, especially in California. So it totally makes sense what the company has to do. If I was a business owner and if I was having a hard time staying profitable, I have to make changes too. And there's all kinds of other changes that as agency owners will face too. Rate increases. That's something that we could all expect at a certain point. The longer in the business, that's going to happen. Underwriting guidelines, like I said, staff quitting, just government laws, just so many different things that we already know as an agency owner or in being in the insurance business that changes are going to occur. So what are some ways here that I talked to my staff about is how to be able to adapt, okay? Because that's really the key here. There's a quote I like, which is, it's not the strongest that survives, it's the most adaptable that survives. And I really believe that. Some agents have a really difficult time changing. Every change they have, they fight it, they complain about it, they moan about it. And, it's just not a good way to win. The better way for me to say is to just adapt to it. But, that's kind of easier than said, easier um, um, to say than to do. That's what I'm trying to say. Some of these changes are difficult. It's a quoting system that we're really used to, and we had a great year this year, and we want to do better next year. So the underwriting guidelines, it could definitely affect us. So it could be difficult, and there could be some frustration. So here's some ways I share with my team, and they really I was really proud of that they understood what we have to do here to be able to be ready for these changes that's gonna for us come into effect on Monday, and today's Friday. So we're ready. So number one is to accept it. All right. So first thing first, we just have to accept it that changes are coming. Not only accept it, I will even go further and say expect it. And I told them, the only thing I could guarantee that won't change is that there will be changes. And I think the easier way to say that is that there will always be changes. So I don't know why I complicated that phrase there, but there's always going to be changes. And when you accept it, especially in the insurance business, the better off you're going to be, because it's just going to save you time of all the bitching and moaning you could do and just sit there and contemplate it or fight it or protest it. I think that's just not really going to help. I think some of the right attitude to have is an attitude of humility. We're just one agency here. We don't make up the rules. We have to do what's best for the company, because if the company's not doing well, then how could the agency really do well? We have to believe in the company, because if you are fighting against the company or have a negative attitude about the company, then how are we going to be able to sell that company, and recommend that company? So having full belief in the company is doing the right thing. That's best for all our agents and our customers. I think that's really important. So accepting the change, understanding the change. I think understanding the change is number two. All right, because if you didn't really understand the big picture of all the things that's going on in the insurance industry, different competitors going through it, just the market in a whole, why the rates are going up, why the loss ratio is being affected, then you may have a hard time and just be looking at yourself, your situation only, really selfish view, but you may struggle with understanding it, and which will make it harder for you to accept it and move on and adapt to it. So I would go there, accept it and then understand it. And then next thing we talked about that we came up against is, just work through it. And I think that's number one on my principle list. I have a rule of 10 principles, top 10 principles of my agency. Number one is outwork everybody. And that's going to be the similar situation here. When the coronavirus happened, I mean, talk about a major change. My attitude was, we're going to work through this. We're not going to slow down. We're not going to slow down the marketing. I'm not going to slow down on marketing whatsoever. I feel the best way to go through change is through experience and really just get in there and attack it rather than sit back and wait to see what happens. We're going to be coding in that new system. We're going to see what happens. We're going to understand by doing more what the requirements are, because we kind of don't know now the contingencies to be able to bind. The best way to learn is to work through it. I think that's in any change in life too. First accept it, then understand it, and then work through it. And then obviously the attitude thing is huge. You got to have a right attitude about it. I think it all starts with, gratitude. We just had an incredible year this year. We're very blessed to be in this industry. Things could be very different. The guidelines could be worse. Always. We could just non-renew everybody. There's different perspectives, at least, rate increases are coming, but right now it's not a rate increase. Just different ways to look at it, but just having a positive mindset and the optimism is really going to help. And I think for the newer agents out there, this is where experience really comes into play, because I've seen this happen all the time. There's a cycle. Again, I expect things to be changed all the time. So when you've gone through some of these, I remember, the first couple rate increases early on in my career or underwriting changes, it really affected me. My staff even reminded me how much I was panicking. Like maybe I'm in the wrong business or with the wrong company. Now I look back at that and I almost laugh at myself because, it's really something that you're able to get through without usually any issues, or sometimes you find opportunities within the change and you come out as a stronger agency. Experience, it's just going to be a situation where you're going to look at things and it's going to be just another one of those. You're going to remember that, hey, 5 years ago, this happened, and then I thought it was a big deal, but I got through it. Just another one of those, So this is where really experience helps. And if you guys are going through some changes as a new agency owner, it could be devastating. It's kind of like your first breakup. I share with my team, like, how devastating that was. And then after 5 more, it was like, not a big deal. Certain ones I was really happy that it happened. So yeah, just a fun example I want to share with them to understand that how experience helps. And on the flip side, being adaptable kind of does help when it comes to your open-mindedness. Feel like when you're younger in spirit, you're a faster learner. So being adaptable helps when you're open-minded, and sometimes as we get older, it's hard to adapt. So having a youthful mindset, a curious one, definitely helps too, because when it comes to technical skills on the computer or learning ability, information retention, it does help when you have a healthier, open-minded, and strong and healthy brain and body. So this is another thing, experience helps, but at the same time, being useful helps. And the last thing I just really wanted to share with them is that this is really where teamwork really helps too. Because, I know this rating system inside and out. I've been working with it for 14 years and it's completely changing. As it is, I don't write that many policies or any policies and don't do any customer service, as much customer service. So it kind of resets the playing field for everybody. And I'm going to be dependent on them more than ever to understand how the system works and to be able to train others too. So the benefit of having a good, strong team and good team chemistry and team culture at times like this is that you're going to see people step up and be able to help others out And that's going to be very critical for our agency to be able to go through this change. And that's, again, same thing when it comes to any change in life. Accept it, understand it, work hard through it, have the right attitude about it, and then get the support or support others. If you feel helpless, then you want to be helpful, and vice versa. So you want to be able to help, and you want to be also able to feel comfortable enough and have good relationships in the office to be able to ask for help too. So having these relationships when it comes to changes is extremely important, and I'm really blessed. And I already know agents in my office that are a little bit faster learners, better at training, more patient, technical things. They understand where things go, how things work, rating factors. They just, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and some agents are going to struggle. And I feel really blessed to be part of a team where I know that certain agents will be able to step up to this challenge and really increase their value here, frankly, at the agency because of their ability to learn faster and to train others and help others. So there you have it. Changes are going to come all the time. I'm sure you guys are going through some change right now out there. So how you respond to it is really going to determine if your agency is going to do well or not. Okay, so just want to let you guys know what has helped me throughout my years when it comes to these changes, because how you react to it and how you adapt to it, if you're able to find an opportunity and if you're able to get stronger or weaker, is really going to determine the future of your business. So just want to share this with you guys. Hope this helps. Let me know what helps you guys out when it comes to facing changes in the industry. Until next time, let's get it. Oh, by the way, please like and subscribe. I'm supposed to be asking that more often now. Yeah, glad to keep in touch with you guys online. Let me know if you guys have any questions. But until next time, let's get it. Stay hungry. Thanks.